Morning. No, wait, afternoon. It is Tuesday. It is the 2022 version of March the 8th, I think. And you're with me, Sean Butler, at the Spurs Talk Show. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And you can follow us on Twitter at Spurs Talk Show, on Instagram, Spurs Talk Show, and on YouTube, Spurs Talk Show. How's everybody doing? Man, you know what? Yesterday was a good day, a really good day. So I went out with my dad to the game, and it was kind of a birthday treat, early birthday present for me, from my dad. So I went for something to eat. He asked me where do we want to go before the game, and I said Italy, in Liverpool Street, because you know, the Antonio Conte Paratici connection. I thought it would be a good fit. Pizza was good. The wine was good. The wine was a little bit too good, actually. And then headed to the game. A couple more beers. Didn't get a chance to say hello to anybody. I'm sorry, because I was sat. My seats were at the north end of the West Stand, and so where we had to go in to go all the way back down to the South Stand bar. Didn't have enough time to do it, so we just went to the bar locally. Tell you what, as much as I love the Tottenham Stadium, the only place to sit is towards the South Stand, or in the South Stand if you can get tickets, if you like atmosphere, because the West Stand, especially in that west-north corner, beautiful seats, absolutely beautiful seats, don't get me wrong, amazing viewpoint, but the atmosphere was just poor. There was no songs being sung, apart from by myself. Just really, it was a bit quiet, kind of touristy. I think I heard a lot of accents, you know, in the bar area. So, you know, maybe that's where the corporates sit. I don't know, to be honest. But anyway, the game was great. Early start. I managed to be recording at the same time as the first goal went in. So I put that clip up on the YouTube channel, but unfortunately my battery didn't last, so I didn't get much of the after-match reaction. I was trying to build like a vlog, like a game day in the life of a Tottenham fan. So I got, you know, a lot of the travelling to the game, a little bit of the action before the game, a couple of minutes of commentary during the game, but then from the second half onwards, nothing. I had nothing, so no battery left and no memory left. So it was a bit of a shame. I'm not sure I would have put that video out anymore. But anyway, moving forward, what do I think of the game? Well, tell you what, I thought Matt Doherty was sublime. I mean, we were calling him the Irish Cafu. He looks like a player reinvented. He looks like he's confident for the first time, or over the last couple of games. You know, I know that he didn't play fantastic against Middlesbrough, nobody did, but I thought that he was probably one of the better players, at least in the first half, of the Tottenham that turned up. And then the game before that against Leeds, he was great. I think it's time for him to have an extended run in the team. I am a little bit concerned about how he's going to do against Sancho in the Manchester United game. And who knows what Manchester United will turn up. Some people are thinking that they're due like a reputation bounce because they got humiliated by Manchester City, that they're probably going to turn it on and turn it up against Tottenham. Maybe that will happen. You can't rely on them not turning up. We have to just put our best foot forward and be up for the game. And the one good thing about our kind of recent form is that whilst it's been volatile, usually our better performances have come against stronger opposition. You know, Liverpool, obviously the City game are the two ones that kind of stick out in my mind. Who else do I think played well? Listen, Bentancur was just on another level last night. You know, and the difference in the confidence that our midfield has when he's in it rather than Winksy. So, you know, long may his injury disappear, and it would be fantastic if we could get Oliver Skip back as well, just to give a little bit more competition for places in the midfield. Because I do think that maybe Højbjerg could do with a rest when Skippy comes back, and we haven't really seen much of Skippy in Bentancur, so that'll be interesting to see. I don't think he'll be ready for the Manchester United game though. It's weird, isn't it? Conte was making those comments about Tottenham's medical department and how they never seem to have any accountability. You know, what is he inferring there? That the medical department are not doing their job well enough? Don't know. It's an interesting one, isn't it? He doesn't mind throwing. He doesn't mind stirring the pot, does he? Look at anyone is an open target with Conte. Anybody. It's insane. I love it. I don't like it. I'm not sure how I feel about it. The medical department one, I don't know if that's. I've got no idea if there's any truth to the idea that the medical department are not doing their job properly. It's interesting though, isn't it? Something we can talk about on a show perhaps. Maybe I'll do a bit of digging and find out, you know, what's the average length of a groin injury in the Premiership, and then compare that to the average length of players that are out with injuries that are similar. I don't know, I'm sure that data is available. I don't know if it's something that you can maybe take too much from. I'm just talking out loud now, but it'd be interesting to look into it. But obviously every injury is individual, isn't it? No two groin injuries are the same, so yeah, well, I'll think about it. But Bentancur was fantastic. I thought Sessegnon started the game quite well, obviously getting the own goal. But again though, correct me if I'm wrong, and again I haven't seen the highlights and I haven't seen the game on TV. I'll do all that this evening to kind of really develop my opinion on the match last night. Because when you're sitting in the seat, you know, and I was right down one end, so you couldn't always see what was going on. And I was quite low, I was like row 10. So, you know, sometimes when you're that close to the pitch, it's difficult to kind of get that 30,000 foot view, that perspective that's a bit more developed. So, but anyway, I thought Sessegnon was a little bit, you know, he was good at the start, but then I think he faded a little bit towards the end of the first half. Like I said, could be well wrong on that. And I thought Reguilón coming on, he looked good, he looked lively. I'm super happy he got his goal, super happy, because he's missed a lot actually of chances over the last few months. And you know, if we're going to play this system, then we need the wing backs to be contributing in more ways than they have done in the past. And like I say, Doherty looks like he's really thriving over the last few few games. He's confident. He's a confidence player, isn't he? And he's looking like he's feeling confident, feeling like he has, you know, reassured himself. It was kind of ever since that, I forget the game. Was it the Man City game when he made that? He came on late. He came on like the 80th minute. No, was it that Man City game? When he came on and he put that block in. He put that block in the last like in the 92nd minute or something. I think it might have been the Man City game. My mind's gone blank. And he he sort of celebrated for himself. He gave himself a bit of a pat on the back because he's been under a lot of pressure, and that was a match-saving or a 2 points winning block in the last minute. And ever since then, I think every time he's played, he's looking like he's understanding his role a bit more and getting more stuck in. So long may that continue. I still wouldn't go as far as to say that, you know, our right wing back problems are anything like solved. They're not. That is a key position that needs to be improved on in the summer. But look, if it's a means to an end to get us through the rest of the season, we're going to need, if we have any hopes at all of top 4, and even more kind of in the realms of reality, top 5 or 6, we're still going to need him. Well, we're going to need everybody to play their socks off. You know, I'm just pleased to see. It's nice to see a player that's had a tough time figure out a little bit more about his, you know, how to get the most out of whatever he has to offer. So Bentancur was great. Just added that reassurance. Gave Højbjerg a little bit more space to do what he needed to do. They were, you know, figuring each other out and making nice little jinky moves. I thought Kulusevski was really good. Really good. I mean, that through ball to for Sonny's goal was just superb. You know, a lot of forwards would be selfish, especially as he was running in. It was on his strong side for his left peg. A lot of forwards would be greedy there and take that on. And if he did take it on, I wouldn't have blamed him. and he probably could have done just as well anyway, but because he's got an amazing left peg on him. But it's the fact that he put it through so deliciously for Sonny, and Sonny obviously went and tucked it away. You know, poor goalkeeping from Pickford. But I think the three of them, Harry Kane, Sonny and Kulusevski, are starting to build a relationship where they trust each other. You know, I think until now one of the takeaways has always been that Sonny and Kane rely on each other a hell of a lot because they can't rely on other people to create, to be there, to make the pass when they have it. Too much is asked of Harry Kane and Sonny, and it looks like Harry Kane and Sonny absolutely trust and respect Kulusevski's efforts, and there's a little bit of a relationship going there, building there, which is something which is lovely to see. And Kulusevski, I think, is just a wonderful player because he's unselfish. He's balanced in his use of the ball. People like Lucas Moura were always very gifted with getting the ball, turning, running, head down, making a jink, starting a play, but then ultimately, we're going to go over the railway lines. I'm going to show you a different part for the background. Come on, Bugs. We're going to keep walking here, see what happens. Going over the railway lines. So, yeah, I think Kulusevski is he's just very balanced, right? I think he doesn't mind. He's he's confident enough to have a shot with his left peg. I think he's confident enough to have a shot with his right peg, but it's clearly his left. He favours his left, but he doesn't feel the need to shoot every time he gets it. He has this ability, I think, to kind of, like, when he receives the ball, he looks up. First thing he does is looks up, and he almost like takes it in, everything about the situation in the moment. In a fraction of a second, he absorbs and thinks, well, where should I be? Where does the ball belong here? Do I need to run and shoot? Is there someone else that's making a run that's going to be in a better position? And as far as I can see, like 80% of the time, he is picking the option that is best for the team. So he's unselfish, but yet not afraid to take a shot. He's very capable and confident, and at 21 years old, Bugsy, come here. At 21 years old, I think we've got someone that's a proven, I wouldn't say the finished article, but I would say he's got a lot of potential to be an absolute stalwart in the Tottenham forward line for years to come, and he offers something different to Bergwijn and Lucas Moura. Bugsy, come here. Who else we got to talk about? Well, Harry Kane was just on another level, isn't he? He's upped his game so much. His first half of his season was, some people said he was down tools, distracted, exhausted. Take your pick. He didn't get much of a break from the World Cup, from the Euros. Then there was all the pressure of will he, won't he leave? Then there was the bad publicity with his agent and his brother, and the miscommunications, all those things. And then he came and he didn't look like he wanted to be here, or at least you could make the argument that he didn't look like he didn't want to be here. And but ever since Conte's come in, he's gone on to another level. He's absolutely flying. I mean, his abilities to just to watch that ball coming over his shoulder against Leeds, and then it was almost a carbon copy last night. That was a little bit easier. I think the ball last night was a little bit easier, not much easier. Very similar, coming over his shoulder and hitting it with his left foot on the volley. It's just incredible. So, and then you've obviously got the goalkeeper. I mean, I don't think I don't think Hugo Lloris had to make a save, right? So, or if he did, it was once. Ben Davies, Romero, and Eric Dyer, they all played their part. They did their job. They kept the clean sheet. They didn't have too much to do. Romero looked a little bit crazy when he when he decided to chop down the, I forget who it was, the Everton forward. Got the yellow card for it early in the game. One thing you didn't need was for him to get a red card and be suspended for, I think it was an immediate suspension, isn't it? It would have been the red card. If he got 2 yellows, 1 game suspension for the next game. So we need him for Manchester United. So it was only good and correct for Conte to make the change. Thought Sanchez looked alright when he came on. Didn't have to do too much, but what was asked of him, I thought he looked capable. And yeah, I mean, overall, you know, still give him a solid 6. Right there. Still give him a solid 6. You can't really give someone more than that if they didn't have too much to do in the game. But so overall, I'd give them, I don't know who else came on. So Reguilon got his goal. You give him a 7. Cess was a 7. Doherty was an 8. Oh, let me start do this the right way around, make it easier. Hugo Lloris, I would give a 6.5 to, because he did everything he needed to do, but wasn't really deserving of a higher score because he wasn't asked to do anything more than that. It's a nice area, this. Got an old mill here with a waterfall on it. Pretty cool. Now we're down the canals of Weybridge and Addlestone. Just turn the thing around so you can see it. Pretty cool, huh? So yeah, Hugo Lloris, give him a 6, 6.5, something like that. Romero, 6.5 again. You know, sloppy with the yellow card. Dangerous, actually. Looked like it was really nasty. Haven't seen the replay, but in real time, everyone in the audience gasped. And good to get him taken off. Give him a 6.5. Same with Davies. Same with Dyer. They did their jobs, but wasn't too much of a challenge. Doherty, I think you'd have to give an 8.5 to. He just looks like a new player. The through ball for Kane's second and the fourth was, oh no, I forget now, my mind's gone blank, but the 2 through balls were just sensational. It's a new player, 8.5. Almost gets man of the match, almost gets man of the match. Just like against Leeds, you would have almost given him the man of the match. Gave that one to Kane. I think you're going to have to give this one to Kane as well, because he's just on a different planet with his contributions. I'll give Bentancur an 8. I thought he was brilliant. Steadied everything down, kept everything secure. I would give Højbjerg an 8 as well. Thought he was good. Actually, you know what? You can't really, because Bentancur was superior to Højbjerg on the night, so I'll give Højbjerg a 7. Bentancur an 8. Come on, guys. Alright, Bugs? Some little dogs just had a crack at my dog. Small dog syndrome. But yeah, so Bentancur I'd give an 8 to. I guess give Højbjerg a 7.5. Oh, sorry, mate. And who else we got left to go through? Sonny, nice little 8. I think 7.5, 8 out of 10 for him. He gets the goal. Looked really good. Kulusevski I'd give an 8 to as well. I think he was just fantastic. Harry Kane, you've got to give a 9 to. Pretty sure that's everybody. Oh, Sessegnon I'd give a, I mean, you got to give someone a 7 who gets an assist. I think technically he didn't do anything wrong, but I just think again towards the end of the first half he went a little bit quiet. And then when he got taken off to give Reguilon some time, Reguilon also gets a 7 as well. Good for him to get the goal. I'll tell you one thing, guys. I might have to cut this back actually. You know, I said this was always going to be one take. These things should always be one take, but I think I've been rambling on now about the game a little bit too long for a morning walk. It's going to take forever to get this uploaded in 4K. So Manchester, one last thing I would say. I was disappointed that last night that Conte didn't give Harvey White 10 minutes or 5 minutes. At what other point, if you can't do it when you're 5-0 up against the team that's 17th and probably going down, when are you going to give the guy a chance? You know, this is not me hating on Conte. A lot of people think I don't like Conte. I love him. Very, very much want him to stay for the long term and build a successful team. But I am just someone who calls it as I see it, and I haven't been that impressed with some of the things that he's done tactically. Albeit, you know, you only have what you have to work with. I get all that stuff. But I would like to have seen a little bit more invention, creativity, less of the press content, and I don't know, taking the opportunity when you're 5-0 up is an example of something where I scratch my head. Harvey White is someone, you know, or Dane Scarlett, you know, or Alfie Devine. Like, when are any of those players ever going to get a chance to come on? I guess, hang on, who were the subs? So we had Reguilon, who came on, Sanchez, I forget who the third one was. But if there was a space, I think that at 4-5-0 you can give Harvey White a chance, or any of those guys, youngsters, and see how they get on. If you don't do it, then when are you going to do it? You know, so I think on that basis you can assume that Harvey White's not going to get any game time between now and the end of the season, which is you know, just something that I haven't got a problem with it. I just disappointed a little bit, that's all. But yeah, guys, so top four's back on. Oh, maybe it is, maybe it's not. We've got to look at the running. I've taken a look at some of them. You know, I think it's generally between Arsenal. It's Arsenal's to lose, but you know, they've got Liverpool next. If Liverpool beat them and we beat Manchester United, then the gap's down to 3 points, and then if we beat them at home, everything comes down to the White Hart Lane, the game between us and them. If we don't get 3 points there, I think it's off. If we do get 3 points, it's well and truly back on. And who knows? Who knows? Still going to be very tough. I just don't think we necessarily have enough strength in depth. A couple of injuries. Once again, any injuries and we're in trouble. Kane gets injured. If Bentancur goes down again, if Skip doesn't recover, if we're left with Winksy as the only option, if Romero goes down, if Hugo Lloris gets injured, any of those key players, you know, if any of those key players are out for any extended period of time between now and May, then I think we kiss goodbye. But if we can stay fit and healthy, stay in a good mindset, and just find a way to win against some of the all the games essentially, then who knows? Who knows, eh? Be interesting. I can't wait. I love it when we've got something to work for and play towards in the rest of the season. What else? So, what else? Do we keep it as it was, Manchester United? Do we stay 3-4-3? You know, at Old Trafford? Is this the system that Conte wants to play? Is it the system that Conte has to play against Old Trafford now that we've got Bentancur back? Can we afford, does it make any sense at all to go to a 3-5-2 and play Winksy and Bentancur? Or if by any chance Oliver Skip can be fit again, then is there any chance we should go to a 3-5-2 and put in Højbjerg, Bentancur and Skippy? Or do we think that our midfield looks solid enough with Bentancur and Højbjerg that we're not going to get overrun by a Manchester United team that's fragile, volatile and seemingly in self-destruct? What are your thoughts? Let me know if you're still watching this. By the way, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. to the channel. And as I said earlier, if you haven't, and you're on Instagram, I wouldn't mind if you could chuck me a follow over there, and the same on Twitter, all at SpursTalkShow. Content that's coming out from the channel coming up is, I'll tell you what guys, this is house. I've been doing this walk for a while with my dog. This is house here. I don't know if you can see it. Two people, a father and a son, have been building that house for about 2 years. Just them. Every time I come down this canal walk, they've got a little bit further, more of those wooden slates in, doing the windows. It's a monumental project. I say it's just them. All I've ever seen is just two people. It's a huge house. It goes really deep. It might not even be a house. It might be a business. I'm not sure. But they've just done. Yeah, it looks more like a rowing club or something, maybe. But they've done it bit by bit themselves over a long ass period. Full props for staying the course with that. Anyway, back to the point. Content on the channel is coming. I'm hoping to do a preview joint show this week, probably Thursday. Split the week in half. Have a little look at the Everton game, the takeaways, and in any more detail. I won't be talking. I'll be asking questions of people who come on the show. Hopefully I'm going to get some of the regulars back and maybe bring on a couple of new faces. And then after that we've got, in the second half of the show, we'll be looking forward to the Manchester United game and figuring out how do we come away from Old Trafford 3 points richer. Guys, this has been a half an hour walk in the park. A walk with me, Sean Butler. I hope you enjoyed Tottenham walks. I know Bugsy does. She says thank you for all the well wishes, by the way. She's getting a little bit cocky with all of the mentions that she's getting on social media. Going a bit to her head, but she loves it. She says thank you very much, as do I. I'm going to sign off now, guys, by saying like, share, subscribe, and as always, guys, bye bye.